One of the most humblest dishes of the Italian culinary tradition is escarole and beans. And one of the most elegant presentation is baked pears in this wonderful Capodimonte plate. Today, I will show you both with equal ease and equal beauty. And that is precisely the beauty of the Italian cuisine. So stay with me. I came here, I was 12 years old, and had the opportunity to become fully American, to understand fully the American culture, to always maintain my Italian culture very strongly. And I think what gives me the strength of communicating to you is that I have this passion for food, but I also have this understanding of two cultures, and I bring them together through food at our table. Che bellezza! Buongiorno, benvenuti. Today in my kitchen there's two ingredients, just two, and I'm going to make a primo and a secondo, a first dish and a second dish. And those two magical ingredients are escarole and beans. So I have some beans actually bubbling away, because you know beans take a while. You take beans, you soak them overnight, and then you boil them with 2 bay leaves and olive oil. No salt, because they harden if you boil them with salt. And they are just about done. I'm going to fish out a good part of these cooked beans, of these cannellini beans, as they're called in Italian, the white, but that you can use kidney beans or whatever you have. I don't want you to say, oh, I don't have cannellini beans and I'm not doing this. None of that. You can do it with other beans. And this I'll let just chill, these beans, and I want them cooked to the end. And with the rest remaining in here, I'm going to make escarole and bean soup. With the beans that are chilling here, I'm going to make a great arugula and bean salad. Okay, there's a third ingredient there, arugula, but they're close. So here I have, this is boiling very nice. Let's go and cut the escarole. The escarole, I like it like this, in sort of ribbons or shreds, or julienne, as they call it in the kitchen, the technical name in the kitchen. And here it's good, the soup is good to use all of those outer leaves, you know, the tough leaf of escarole. Actually, they're even better. At this point, I'm going to add some salt, and I'm going to add some salt on the cooling beans and also to the soup itself. I'm going to add the escarole. And mix it in and let that cook. I have a nice salad. That takes 1 second to assemble. The escarole is cooking. I need a nice piece of bread with all of this. How about garlic bread? Okay. And let's say that you don't have your grill going, you don't have your oven going, you're doing just the top. I'm going to make some garlic bread in a cast iron pan. So let's heat that up. Just brushed it with some oil, actually oil that has been infused with garlic. And I'm going to, I kind of like this large half a loaf kind of. Let me just lightly brush it with the garlic infused olive oil. And you really want to get the flavor out of it, which I do. Let me crush some garlic. And let me just rub it with the crushed garlic. I know that in the Italian American restaurants and in your days you get this garlic bread with all chopped garlic, plenty of it on top. And that gets a little bit too much for me. This is called strofinare. Strofinare is just to sort of rub. And with the infusion of garlic and oil, plus strofinare a little bit of garlic right on top, you're going to get plenty of the aroma of garlic. Put one down. In order to have full contact of the bread with the pan, I'm going to put some weight on it. And it's another cast iron pan, a smaller one that fits right in it. We'll make the salad. So let me get the arugula. I'll choose, just cut those long, this protruding stems of the arugula away. I'm going to cut some onion. And I like the red sweet onion for this salad. Okay. I like to cut the onion the last minute and thin, so it's not those big pieces, and yet it's crunchy. If you cut it way in advance, it loses a lot of its juices and becomes limp. I like the crunchiness of, I know that my grandmother used to make a salad of just beans and onions, oil and vinegar, and it was delicious. Let's see how I'm going to choose some of the beans, and I'm going to just the beans are still warm, and you can imagine if you have escarole and the warmth of the beans in a salad, which you can make nice bean and escarole salad, it's delicious, that the beans will tenderize the escarole, and it will really sort of blend in flavor. Some fresh pepper. This is a great, great salad. Let me just set this on the side. Let me check on the bread. Just perfect. We don't need to even toast it on the other side. The soup is almost there. Let's do some of that toasting of the peperoncino. This is the garlic infused olive oil. Let me just maybe slice it. These are the whole peperoncino, the little diavolillo, the same one that is this one crushed. This is the whole one. I'm going to throw in it the whole peperoncino because I want to toast it a little bit. It really brings out a nuttiness, and it really brings out the spice. And we're going to add this right into the soup, just like that. Get all the flavor, and we'll put it right into the soup. We'll give it 1 minute to cook, and the soup is going to be ready. Yes, absolutely, it is ready for service. And I would even let it rest a little bit before I serve it, but you're out there, you're waiting for me, and let me pluck out the bay leaf. I want to catch a lot of that escarole. Wonderful. You know, the aroma here is more of a comfort aroma. You have the oil, the beans, and it's not an intense aroma, but it's one of comfort, delicious, warmth. Actually, I'm going to taste some. Now, it is nice and hot, so just bear with me. I want to cut some. Okay, I got some of the escarole. Delicious. The escarole is just nice. It has a crunch, but it just sort of melts in your mouth. There's the pronounced beans, that silkiness of beans, the peperoncino, the oil. There's a nice harmony, really a delicious soup, and very easy to make, as you see. Of all of the soups that I get asked most to duplicate in my restaurants is the bean and escarole soup. I think that this is a soup that is part of the Italian table forever, but it certainly is a big part of the Italian-American table. And now you see how easy it is to make. Out of the same ingredients, the beans, you make a wonderful salad. And it could be with the arugula, as we made it here, and onions and beans, or it could be also with the escarole itself. If you save the center, the white part of the escarole, and with the beans, you make a great salad. And then, of course, bread with soup. I mean, bread and soup which just goes together. And to do it just like that quickly with a little bit of garlic oil that you have already, it's just the whole sort of complexity, and it's a whole meal. All I would need with this is a piece of cheese, and maybe not even that. Good glass of wine, yes. And the meal is ready. You know what? It just dawned on me that I showed you how to make escarole soup. I showed you and told you how to make escarole salad. And the basics of escarole, which everybody loves, braised escarole, I didn't show you. So I came back, I grabbed that half of escarole I had left, and I'm going to show you. Okay. A nice pan, and all it takes is some crushed garlic. I'll put some oil in there first. Plenty of garlic, crushed so I can pick it out. And the escarole is washed. I usually take the whole escarole. This is half left from the soup and all of that. But I usually take the whole head of escarole, a lot of water, and dunk it in and out, until it gets right between all of it, and it's nicely and washed. For braising it, which you have to look, this looks like a nice escarole, but the sort of the outer tips are a little rusty, so let me cut that out. Let me get that out of the way. This is fine. And let me just cut it off. I like braising the whole leaves like that, and so it's sort of nice. It wraps around on your fork when you pick it up. If you have problems with that, you could cut it in half. So, and it is, as you can see, a little, it has some water in it, and you want that. You want that so that when it is braising, the water itself helps to cook it. This is such an easy and yet such a wonderful side dish. Okay, well, ready? Right in. Salt, peperoncino. I like abundant peperoncino in my escarole. Twist it, and you just let it steam in there, twisting it once or twice. Braising like this vegetables, you could do it certainly with escarole, with spinach, with broccoli, with cauliflower. You can take any of those vegetables, even string beans. Instead of boiling them first, you can cook them this way. Now, think the cauliflower and the string beans do take a little bit more liquid. So you add a little bit of water, just plain water. You remember that I always keep water around. You add that to the pot, and you let it steam within its own juices and the water, and they'll cook, and they'll really retain a lot of the flavors and a lot of the nutritional values. See? I think that the escarole is ready. Let me shut it off. I like it al dente. Actually, let me bring this plate here. Here we are. A great side dish in 3 minutes. And now it's time for dessert. And of course, you are going to expect and butter, and flour, and cream, and eggs. Well, none of those. This is an Italian dessert, a true Italian dessert, all about fruits and some great wine, Moscato. So, I am going to bake some pears with seedless grapes in a lot of Moscato. And to do that, nice baking pan. The oven is going. I am going to just core the pears, and sometimes you can just pull this out, or you can leave it as I have left it here. Just like that. I'm just gonna pass it with a little bit of lemon juice so it doesn't oxidize so quickly. As the sauce basically is going to be Moscato, and in this case is Moscato d'Asti. Moscato is a varietal that really grows all over the world. Wherever grape is grown, some form of Moscato grow. And it is a very aromatic grape, and it makes great dessert wines. It's going to make a great sauce. So abundant of that, because that's the base of it. The pears need to cook in this, and ultimately we need to have some sauce. To that, we'll add some sugar. I'm going to add some honey also. And some apricot jam or any other jam that you like. And I'm adding this really for the pectin. The pectin is, what gives that gloss, and it's found in most fruits when they really are mature. It's like a glaze. And just to make sure that I have enough of that sort of syrupiness, I add a little bit of the apricot marmalade or glaze or whatever you have. Melt all of that. To add more flavor, I'm going to put a vanilla bean. I'm going to cut it in half. Because I'm going to scrape out the beans itself. And this is plenty, actually. I'm going to put half of it in. Sometimes, too much of vanilla I don't like. I want to taste the fruit, but I do want a little bit of the vanilla beans. Now, of course, these, you save them, you wrap them airtight, and they'll keep for you for quite a while. If you sort of scrape one out and you don't want to use it, put it in sugar, and will really perfume your sugar. I'm going to put the pears, and this is Basque pears. You want the pears to be ripe, but to be firm. You don't want a pear that is ready to sort of fall apart, really mushy, because then it will do just that. It will fall apart on you. Okay, let me just... And here I have seedless grapes. Of course, any grapes will do, but seedless are so practical because then your guests can eat without any problem. Some people are uncomfortable with seeds in their grapes. And as I said, I have the oven hot. It is at 375, and this should bake in about 40 minutes. It should really condense and the sauce become very syrupy and the pears be ready to eat. Okay, it's as simple as that, and it is a true Italian way to finish a meal. So let's put it in the oven. As you can see, dessert is ready. It is nice and colored. The pears are soft but yet firm. There's the glossiness that was created by the pectin in the apricot glazing. The grapes have left their color, so it is beautiful. It is simple and yet magnificent and tasty. And I even brought my good china for you and my good linens for this wonderful dessert. This is an antique Capo di Monte, which I love. It's one of my favorites, so I'm sharing it with you. So let's plate the pears. And of course, you can plate this individually. Can you just imagine it with a scoop of ice cream and this warm pears on top of it, and the sauce, and melting the ice cream right into all of this? But I'm going to serve it as almost as a centerpiece. Let's see, I think one more. Oh, like this. Do we like this? Yeah, I think I like it like that. Let's scoop some of the and let the grapes and the sauce fall where they may. Scoop up a little bit more sauce. Just a little bit more sauce. And let's see what I have. I have some beautiful mint flowers. Let me just, this is from my garden. So I went to the garden for you. I got my best china out. I got my best linen. I really want you to be my special guest tonight. Okay, so this is just like that. I don't want anything else on it. Just simple like that. I'm going to present it on beautiful linen with some wonderful Moscato. I told you that the Moscato is in the sauce. And I'm going to toast to you with some Moscato. Now, let me also taste this. Before I can really truthfully convey to you, I need to taste. I'm not going to spoil that presentation. Delicious. It's tangy, it's sweet, it's syrupy, it's wonderful. Perfect. There's an underlying Moscato flavor in the sauce, and this is a little bit more acidic. It just balances beautiful. And to you, and as we say at my house, tutti a tavola a mangiare.